I can't really believe I'm saying this, but I may have my hands on the world's first AI-powered gimbal. And before you get any skepticism in your heart, I'm dead serious. This little guy right here is the Scorp Mini 2 from FeiyuTech, and it actually has an AI sensor on the front that we're gonna talk about right now.
You a hell of a drug. I can't get enough of you. I need you out of me.
When you think about what a gimbal's job is when it comes to your camera kit, it honestly holds a very heavy weight. Its main two jobs is to stabilize your footage and help you keep your subject tracked in the middle of your frame. And before, as of late, you've had to do all of that manually with a bunch of different wrist movements to move your gimbal slightly to track everything and keep everything smooth. FeiyuTech sent me over one of their newest AI-powered gimbals, and it does all of that for me. And I cannot wait to show you guys this thing. I've been using this for a couple of months now and just having a complete blast with just being able to honestly be a lazy filmmaker, as crazy as that sounds, because the gimbal does everything for me. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what in the world I'm talking about. So FeiyuTech, a couple months back, they sent me over the Scorp Mini 2 to review. Now, again, they did send me this gimbal, but I do want you guys to know that everything that I'm going to talk about in this video is my own thoughts. They're not making me say anything about this gimbal. Everything's going to be my own thoughts. I will always bring you guys honest and real reviews because I want you to be informed so that you can make the just decision to determine whether or not this thing needs to go in your camera kit or not. Regardless of the fact, the Scorp Mini 2 kind of holds its own space in the gimbal market because there's not many things out there that are being controlled with simple gestures that just honestly work for you. So talking a little bit about the gimbal, you're gonna notice that it's a lot smaller than some of its competitors, like the Ronin series and the Weeble Lab series. This thing is really tiny, and you're gonna notice that my iPhone is connected to it right now because I honestly feel like that's what it's best made for. And they market this as a small compact gimbal meant for action cams, small mirrorless cameras, and smartphones. Honestly, at first I was like, I don't really know if this is gonna fit in my camera case because I already have my one gimbal that I'm so used to using. Why would I need another? But this thing is in a completely different league of its own. And I wanna tell you some of the specs about this gimbal to ultimately help you determine whether or not you wanna put this in your camera case. Now, for as small as it is, it has a payload of 2.65 pounds. That's crazy. It will balance any smartphone, any GoPro or action camera alike. I actually was able to balance my FX3 and a small zoom lens on this thing. It took a little bit of time and finesse, but I was able to do it. But that's probably because the FX3 and the zoom lens were on the higher end of that payload max capability. So that's why it took so long. But I did get it to do it. Along with that, it does have the typical 3-arm situation where you have to balance the different 3 axes to ultimately help the gimbal just make everything nice and buttery smooth for you. And it does have a really good battery life for how big it is. They advertise it as having a 10-hour battery life, and that honestly adds up because I took this on an 8-hour wedding day shoot with me, and by the end of the day, it started fully charged. By the end of the day, it was around 30-ish, 25, 30-ish%. So it probably could have lasted well over that 10 hours of time. Along with the gimbal having amazing battery life and just providing amazing stability for whatever camera you decide to slap on it, it comes with a bunch of accessories in the box. And speaking of the box, I'm gonna start there because it's over there, but it comes with a hard shell case with different little grooves and divots in it so that once you break the gimbal down, by folding it completely up, it just fits perfectly right in the hard shell case. And it has a little carrying handle, so it's kind of like a briefcase type case for you. And along with that, it comes with all the necessary mounts and cables that you would ever need to put GoPros, cell phones, mirrorless cameras, just everything that you would need to be able to put on this gimbal, as long as it fits up under that 2.65 pound payload weight. The cables and the necessary attachments are in the box already there for you. You don't have to go and buy any other accessories. It also comes with two little gifts in the box that I wasn't even expecting to have. One is a light that can magnetically attach to the gimbal, or you can just hold it in your hand so that if you're shooting in dark environments, you have a little pocket light. Another thing that it comes with is actually like a boom pole extension that screws to the bottom of that thing. So right now it has the little like tripod feet to help it stand up, but if you don't want to put the tripod feet on, you can put the little boom pole extension on the bottom, and it kind of allows you to get like this like boom arm crane jib type movement situation. It gives you the flexibility of being able to get more creative and get like top down shots. And I'll put a shot on the screen where I got this like really cool tablescape shot with this thing on my iPhone, and I thought that it turned out really, really well. And I wouldn't have been able to ultimately get that shot without the little boom arm attached on the bottom. With all the little specs and nerdy stats set aside, I want to talk about the AI feature, because that's probably why you're here. That's why you probably clicked on this video. And this is ultimately where I feel like this gimbal is just ahead of its time. So if I come a little bit closer to you, so on the gimbal, you're gonna see a blue circle, and that is the AI sensor. And then right below that is a little red light. And that's basically saying that the AI sensor is on, but it has not detected the hand signal to start AI tracking. And when I say AI, I'm basically saying that this thing will auto track your subject right in the middle of your frame automatically for you. It's honestly makes my life a lot easier. All you have to do to activate the AI sensor is hold up the OK sign, and actually it just picked that up and it turned off. But if you hold up the OK sign, it will start AI tracking you and it turns green. So now the gimbal is tracking me. Let me focus on the gimbal so you can see it. There you go. And now the gimbal is gonna track me wherever I go. If I go sideways, it tracks me. If I go down, it tracks me. If I go up, it tracks me. If I go over here, it tracks me. If I do a barrel roll, it still tracks me. Now, I know what some people are gonna say, Brandon, what about LiDAR? DJI has the LiDAR system, and it basically does a very similar thing as this. It keeps your subject in focus. My caveat to that is, look at the price of the LiDAR system. This is a 200, at the time of making this video, this gimbal is 260 bucks. No other company is offering AI tracking on a gimbal for this cheap.
It's too late to walk away. It's too late to walk away. 'Cause you're lost Nirvana. You breathe underwater. But a gift from your father fills you with doubt. 'Cause you're lost Nirvana. You breathe underwater.
For the price point that this thing is offered at, I honestly think that it's doing an amazing job. And again, remember, this is the little brother. They do offer a full-size gimbal for your bigger mirrorless camera options that honestly I am looking very closely at, because I do need a bigger gimbal to balance my FX6, and I have seen that the payload can take the FX6. I want to say a special thank you to my friends over at FeiyuTech for sending me this gimbal to review and ultimately play with for a couple of months. I hope they are not expecting this thing back, because I have fallen in love with it now. But if you want to pick one of these things up, you can do so at the link down in the description box. And if nothing else, I will see you guys in the next video.
Girl, I wanna taste the past, fucked up. Been a couple months since I see my mama. No, I never been the same, and I need to wanna. Tryna manifest a better tomorrow. Yeah, I ain't scared to die, scared of getting older. Scared to hear you.